Am I the a-hole for saying no when my SIL asked for my husband's nieces and nephews to put on a performance at our wedding? My husband and I are having our ceremony later this year. My SIL asked my husband if his nieces and nephews could put on a performance at our wedding. I personally feel that, with the way our wedding is planned, having them do some type of performance just does not fit in at any point. It is not a traditional wedding, and we have changed a lot about the way the ceremony will be performed. Another point is that these are all children. They are all under 10 years old. I feel like this will come across as more of a talent show, and I just cannot see it happening in any way that is fitting for a wedding. I was also shocked that she would ask for something like that. She has never asked about our wedding plans. My husband asked for my thoughts privately, and I immediately said no. I expressed that, due to his family's history with him, I would not be accommodating to them, probably ever. They have a history of taking advantage of my husband's kindness, especially when it comes to his nieces and nephews. I have been very clear about my boundaries from the beginning. He understands and respects them. He also began setting his own boundaries, and I am so proud of him for that. I am admittedly very guarded, but my immediate gut feeling was that she was asking this for selfish reasons. I am not sure why, but this request does not sit right with me, especially considering her lack of interest in our entire wedding. My husband sees it differently. He thinks it was an innocent request. I'm looking at the overall picture, while he is just considering the request itself, so it may seem innocent to him. I would have been fine with it if it was something my husband wanted, or even if the kids had wanted it. I have asked my best friend, 2 cousins, and my cousin's girlfriend. They all said it was a weird request. However, they might be biased. I just need some outside perspective. Am I the a-hole for saying no? Added for further context, I tried not to include too many details, as the people involved use Reddit, but screw it. She asked for them to perform a dance. They are not dancers. I asked my husband if they could dance, and he said they are about a 4 out of 10. This only added to my bewilderment. I do not dictate his boundaries. I simply make mine clear. My in-laws are complicated. I have watched them use and take my husband for granted for years. I will start with his parents. They are racist. They had a terrible reaction when he showed them my photo. They also used him to support the entire household while allowing his brother to be verbally abusive toward him. He has cut that off and no longer interacts with his brother, who is also racist. His sister, the one who asked, used him as an on-call babysitter for years. My husband would work his 9-to-5 job Monday through Friday, only for his sister to drop her kids off on a Friday night and expect him to babysit until whenever she decided to come back. I listened to him vent about this until I finally sat him down and explained that he was allowing it. He has since stopped doing that completely and only helps his mom with the kids now and then. She also knowingly made terrible choices about who she had children with, so she gets no help from their father. That is an entirely different story on its own. My husband has been very open about wanting to reduce contact with his family and not have them too involved in our lives once we close on our home. I would never dictate how he should interact with them. We have both been clear about managing our own families, and he has been very, very open about not tolerating their nonsense. It is a huge shift from what they are accustomed to, and it has been almost 2 years since he made that change. Edit, a couple of the You're the A-hole voters have taken to my DMs to send me hateful, vile messages. To those people, seek help. Therapy works wonders. My husband and I plan to update when we can, as he is also perplexed by this request, and does not want this at all. He is going to talk to her and let her know he does not want it. He never wanted it, and he was just as baffled by this request as I was. Final update, a few people have since asked me to update them. Here are the final developments. I did show this post to my husband. For the sake of this update, I will be referring to the problematic sister as PS. My husband and I are legally married, but we decided to have our ceremony and reception later in the year because my mom was undergoing chemotherapy and radiation therapy for a rare type of cancer. My husband sat down with his nieces and nephews and asked them directly if they were interested in doing a dance. They all said no. The oldest one actually said, "That would be so cringe." He then asked if any of them had asked to do a dance or any type of performance at the wedding. Once again, they all said no. Knowing this, my husband felt comfortable saying no because the kids did not even want this. He brought up the topic with PS while they were in the car so they could discuss it privately. He said, "Hey, about the dance, I've decided on no." PS immediately started raising her voice and asked him why. He simply said that he just did not want it. She completely flipped out and started shouting at him. She accused him of not loving her or her kids anymore. He asked her why she would think that. She said it was because he would no longer babysit for her and that it was hindering her life. My husband asked PS if she did not think it had been hindering our lives by expecting us to be her on-call babysitters, and reminded her that he had no part in bringing her children into the world. PS screamed at him that he was selfish for not allowing them to do a dance and that not everything was about us. Not everything is about us. On our wedding day? She also accused him of playing favorites when it came to choosing me over her children. She had obviously completely lost the plot. He told PS that he knew the kids did not even want to do anything like that, and that this was all about her and her need for attention. He also asked her how he could possibly be playing favorites when I am literally his wife. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, absolutely raging, accusing him of ruining her life and calling him selfish and a terrible uncle. He simply told her to pull over, and he got out of the car. He took an Uber back to his cousin's house and eventually told his parents what had happened with PS. His parents immediately started trying to reason with him and encouraged him to make peace with his sister because she's just like that. He simply said no and walked away from them. When he told me what had happened, I was stunned because, what the actual hell is she on? I absolutely adore his nieces and nephews, but his sister is completely unhinged. She blocked me on WhatsApp, as if I even cared. She also deleted my husband's contact but did not block him so that he would not be able to see her profile picture or statuses. She then made sure he overheard her telling a cousin about it. This woman is 40 years old. It is so embarrassing. At that point, my husband completely understood the situation from my perspective. This was never an innocent request. She eventually calmed down, unblocked us, and tried to start communicating with us again. We responded by gray rocking her. Our wedding day finally arrived, and it was perfect. His other sister was so happy for us and complimented everything. She was genuinely impressed with how well done and thoughtfully planned our wedding was. She thanked me for providing toys, books, and an activity area for all of the children. She said she knew it was a woman's touch. That was a really nice moment. PS was extremely reserved for most of the day. She did not speak to either of us at all. However, she proceeded to wail like a banshee during the ceremony. She even went to the restroom in the middle of it because she was so overwhelmed by her emotions. We literally did not pay her any attention. We could not see anyone but each other in that moment. The kids were very happy. They danced with everyone else, and no one else paid any attention to PS either. His parents also seemed genuinely happy for us. His father spoke to me privately and told me that he knows I make his son happy, and that is all he wants. His mother was also reserved, but she seemed exceedingly happy to show off pictures because our wedding apparently lived up to her standards. Going forward, we are going to continue gray rocking PS without sacrificing our relationship with the nieces and nephews. We truly do love them and care about them.